Okay. And Yoongi. I'm just tired. I do not really be wanting to do this right now, but that is okay. Okay, let's just get right into my notes. Okay, you were talking about how I'm trying to do this like so fast. I will not lie. I'm gonna like rush through everything. I just ate ice cream. Okay, you're talking about how on the YouTube or how like on the YouTube videos like you can't take like as good notes or something, like, and how like before you could like pause or like write something, but now like you wait every like 2 minutes or something like that. Well, I was a little confused like why it was any different, because you can pause the YouTube videos, I'm pretty sure, like at the bottom. So I just like didn't really know how it was any different personally, so I just didn't really understand that. But like it doesn't really matter to me, to be honest. Like whichever, like if you don't make as many notes, like it's like not a super big deal to me. But just however you want to do it. Well, you're saying, okay, you're talking about imagining yourself into Levi's world, and you're like, the reason it would work is because like with Jimin and Jungkook, like we just imagine ourselves like as them, you know. But like with him, it'd be like it would work because we'd imagine ourselves into his world. And the way I was like, I am convinced, like, okay, like time to like be Levi's wife. But also it is funny because like that's just like me like going to sleep, like the scenarios, like I'm like same thing, to be honest. So that's like funny. And I think I talked about this in the other one, but I just don't know how much. But basically, you asked like what college I'm going to, and I'm going to UT Austin. I mean, I think I literally just told you about it like the other day. But yeah, cause like I toured there, and then it just kind of like I was just kind of like, I guess I'm going there. So yeah. Yeah. Anyways, I'm have my orientation in July. But and I think I was telling you how there's like a Korean barbecue place there when I toured, and it was like really good, and I'm just like really wanting to go there again. Anyways, so it's in Austin. It's like 4 hours away from here, so yeah. You kept hearing me. Oh, you kept hearing me say like, because I was talking about it, and then after you just kept hearing me, like you kept hearing it, and so that was just really funny. I was glad. I was glad at that one. Oh, you were talking about how you got a mission sweatshirt and how your mom got some too when she was on her mission, and I thought that was cute. I'm like, I'm glad. Um, I feel like that was a good purchase. Oh, and you were like, I just want to buy cute clothing, and I was like, I'm excited for you to come back, and we will just buy all the cute clothing, and go thrifting and things, go shopping together. I'm excited to go shopping with you. I'm just gonna talk about that one later. Oh, you were like, did you fart? Like, I think I heard it. Like, let me know. I definitely did like twice in the recordings, but like my other stuff was talking, so I couldn't just like stop and say something about it because like, you know. And so one time it was like quiet that I was like, I feel like she probably won't notice, and then the other time I laughed afterwards because it was like more louder, and so that was probably the one you noticed because I laughed after. So I don't know, but I sure did twice. Okay, so then I was talking about how I haven't checked Twitter in so long, which I have now, and like it's like a little overwhelming, to be honest, because sometimes I'll be talking about stuff and I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about, so feel like I'm like a baby army or something. But anyways, but I'm on Twitter once again, which I think I told you while we were like on the Zoom thing. But anyway, so I was like, I hope like all these things, like they broke their bones and like got married and like disbanded and like all these things. And then you like you took it like the next step, and it was so funny hearing you say it. You were like, I hope Jungkook's a cannibal, and that was like the first one you started with, and it just like did have that shock factor. Like it was funny. And then it's funny how after Jungkook being a cannibal, like all the other ones like had to do with the member like somehow, whether it was like the opposite of like them or like fit them or so, like all of the, like it's just like funny. Like you're like Jimin like went to get his butt surgically inverted, which like, you know, because it's his butt, you know. And then Namjoon burns plants, and Hobie's goth, and Yoongi is a sleeping Snow White and sleeps forever. It's funny because you said like he sleeps forever and like a like not a like a display for armies to look at, and I was like, the way that like doesn't sound too bad. Like, that's awful, and like obviously don't want that, but at the same time I was like being able to just go and like stare at Yoongi sleeping like sounds pretty good to me. Jin's face, him marring it, except for his lips, and I was like, I'm glad you had that decency to he wouldn't do that. And then you're like, and Tay's a male stripper. And the way I was like, I had thought the thing with Yoongi, I was like, that doesn't sound like so bad. And you said Tay's a male stripper, and I was like, that doesn't sound bad at all. Like, I was like, okay. And then you're like, for everyone but us, and I was like, that's awful. Like, I just would hate that. That just like was the worst of all of them, to be honest. But anyways, I was really dead at that. I wrote down a quote. Your art teacher is just more unevolved than most, and I just thought that was really funny. So you're talking about the top 10 dinner and how it was confusing, which like had me dead that you were confused when I was telling it. But basically, my mom didn't want Emily to come, but I wanted Emily to come, and Emily wanted to come. Like, I don't know like how much she wanted to, but like she did. But yeah, but we all had fun, so it was fine. Oh, and then the other day, which firstly, on your Facebook thing, I can no longer see whether you're on or like the last time you were on, and like I don't know why that like bothers me. Like, I guess you like turned that to like private or something like that, but like, or I don't know if it's, no, I mean, I'm pretty sure you did change it. I was like wondering at first, because I think when I first noticed I was out, and I was like, maybe it's just because like I have bad internet right now, but I've been home and it's still like that. And I just don't know why. It just like is it like, oh, bothers me a little bit. Like, I don't know why, like, because it's like doesn't really matter, but it's just kind of funny. But anyways, but so when I saw that you were on and it was like 1 or something like that, 1:30, and I was like, why are you on here? It's funny because I just figured like after like that you would have like just gone right to sleep. I should have like been like, go to sleep. Maybe I feel like, I guess I don't remember if I did, but I guess it's like you should just stay up so we're like matching. But obviously that was a joke. But like I guess I figured like after like that whole encounter you would like go back to sleep. So whenever you said that you think you were on it for like till like 3:30 or something like that, like I was dead at that. Like I was dead when you said that. Oh, you asked if I tied the tie or if I had someone else do it. So that was actually Ethan's tie. And that I guess Emily let me borrow because Ethan wasn't even there. So that's like funny. But so it was already tied, and I remember Emily said like don't untie it or like Ethan will literally kill you, because I don't think he knows how to tie ties either. And I wasn't really planning on untying it, but so I just like slipped it on and off. So yeah. Oh, you were talking, okay, when we were talking about the perm and the whole thing, like I was like dead. Like it was so funny hearing you talk about it. But you were talking about how like bleach is not enough and you have to like burn your eyes, and it just like you know what I mean when I said he just looked like a permy nerd boy. Maybe I didn't say that to you, but I said that to I've been calling him a permy nerd boy, but he just like does look like he just does embody like a baby perm. Like that's like what, like that's just exactly what it was. It just sure was. It's funny because I haven't showed anyone but you. Like you and I are the only ones who have seen him. So anyways, I hope I never talk to him again. And then you were talking about the original Levi picture, like the one where he had coffee, and you're like, that one like was good. And then you like said like, should I save this on my phone? And that had me dead. But that picture like just like was so good. Like I did send it because like I knew the original just like did hit different. Like I just knew. Like I just did know. And then you were talking about the cow shirt fit with like the purple skirt, and you're like, remember when we went to like that library thing? In Terrell, and I was thinking about that the other day, like wanting to go back there. But it's funny because that fit was like not that, like I didn't really like that outfit, to be honest. Like it just really was not one of my favorites. So it's funny that you're like, this is so cute, because I was just like I was just like not into the fit at all. So it was funny, but it is like yeehaw yearboon, yawa yearboon, aesthetic yeehaw. But yeah, so if we went there again, I would just probably not wear that fit at all, because it just really is not my favorite. But I'm glad you liked it. I could wear something I don't know. I could wear cowboy boots to the library instead. Okay. And then, oh, the code word was main dancer Minshuga because that is what I had said earlier. Oh, and then you were like, what's a Prime documentary? And I definitely, like, we were definitely watching crime documentaries with a C. Like, I was dead when you were like, what's a Prime document? Like, we were watching crime documentaries, like murderers. So that was just really, really funny to me. Like, I did not say Prime. So that's funny. And then, oh, you're talking about the elementary school walk, and like, well, firstly, you're talking about like maybe it's like a good thing I missed all these things, and it's okay to like still be sad about it, just because like my experience and not wanting to do anything, is different than how you wanted to do stuff but couldn't. Like, doesn't mean you have to not wish you could have or whatever. But also not that I'm like you should be sad about it forever or whatever. But and like if you feel like it's better to just think like maybe it's a good thing, then you should think positive. But anyways, but the elementary school walk, they're actually like you don't like it actually was pretty lame. You're not there. Firstly, it's not like a specific time. Like I'm sure you could like meet up with your friends and things like that, but it's not like a specific time. Like it's like a time slot, like 4 to 6 after school, and so there's no kids there. So when me and Emily went, there weren't very many people we knew. Like there were just a few other kids touring with us, or not with us though, because it was like you just walked on your own throughout like through your school, and yeah, like you just walked on your own, like walked around, like there was like nothing, like there was like there weren't really any teachers, like there weren't any kids, and there were just a few like other people from our class, and we just like walked around to like random places wherever we wanted to, and it was like really boring, to be honest. And we thought they'd have a gift for us, but they didn't. Well, they had like a photo spot, but like it was yellow, which was like weird that it was like yellow, like Forney's colors instead of like blue for North Forney. And it was also like ugly, so it was just like really anticlimactic. Also, you couldn't tour the elementary because we just toured the elementary school we went to, and didn't you like not go to elementary school like in Forney? So like I'm pretty sure you wouldn't have been able to do it anyway, like to be honest. So that's kind of funny. Oh, and then Instacart is basically just where you like buy groceries for people and drop it off. And you said like if it was us, we'd be like, of course this would happen to us. And I was also thinking about you when that happened, because I was also thinking like that, like we like how that would be what would happen to us. So that's funny. And then, oh, you remember your sister walking to school, and then you were saying how you were like walking with her, and then like some of your other senior friends, and like how you just like remembered that and things like that. And it's funny that you like said that, because I have like a very vivid memory of like KJ when he was walking to school in like his graduation thing, and I just remember him passing, and I remember like I don't know why this is like such like a vivid memory, because I've thought about this like multiple times since it happened, and like whenever I'd think about walking to school, I would think about this memory. But I just remember like he was walking, and I think we must have been together, now that I think about it, because I remember he came and like hugged Miss Rosales, like our Spanish teacher, and like it was like I thought it was like cute that he was like hugging a teacher, and then he like kept going, and so like if I saw her, like we must have been together, because we must have been in Spanish class when it was happening then. So I don't know if you saw that too, or if like I was like, oh my gosh, did you see that, or like if we talked about it. But like I just vividly remember KJ walking and hugging her. Like I just like I can still picture it. Like that's like a like vivid memory for some. Anyways, also we sure did graduate in a baseball field, so yeah. Oh, and then we were talking about the fluffy hair boy, and like you were like when I was first saying it, you weren't really thinking it was that like weird and things like that, and then you're like going on about like, am I like, would I be jealous, like am I the jealous type of girlfriend? And I like also didn't really think it was that big of a deal, but the more Emily talked about it, the more I was like, it is weird, because like like he like the fact that I like said he was cute and that was like the reason I was wanting his Instagram, like when he has a girlfriend. Like it'd be different if I was like, I like your style, can I have your Instagram? But I was like, I think you're cute, like can I have your Instagram? And like he didn't need to follow me back and he didn't need to like my posts. So it's like, if any, like if it doesn't mean anything to him, it'd be low-key like leading me on a little bit. And like Emily was saying, like how like Instagram, like people use that as like a dating thing now, like to talk to people because nobody gets anyone's phone numbers anymore. So like it just like was weird. It just really like was suspicious. Like if you had a boyfriend and a girl went up to him, and like a pretty girl went up to him, like not just like a pretty girl wearing a cute outfit went up to your boyfriend and was like, "Hey, like I think you're cute. Can I have your Instagram?" And he gave it to her and then proceeded to follow her when they like weren't friends and they've never met before. That was the only thing, like the only conversation they had, and he followed her back and liked her post. Like would you just be like, that's fine? Like no. Like I think if I had a boyfriend, like he could follow other girls, whatever, he could like their posts, like whatever, if they're friends, or like she's like Ariana Grande or something like that. But like if the girl was like, I mean, not like I was flirting with him, but like I feel like almost like if the girl was like anyways, I like don't want to talk about it anymore. It's like embarrassing, to be honest. But yeah, like I just like wish that never happened. I'm just embarrassed about it. But anyways, I unfollowed him though because like I was already planning on unfollowing him, but I thought it might have been weird if I unfollowed him like right after I followed him, like right after the whole thing happened. And then I accidentally watched his story because the one I was watching before, it was like so fast and then there wasn't like an ad in between. So like I just was like, dang it. And then it was like a thing of like him and his girlfriend, and so I felt like I couldn't unfollow him right after seeing that because I felt like that was kind of weird. But then I unfollowed him like the other day and it felt good. Anyways, so yeah, I just like don't want to ever talk about that or think about that ever again, and I'm like never gonna talk to another boy again, like ever, to be honest. Anyways, okay. You Oh, I was dead because we were talking about how like I hadn't responded to Meansay, or like I like how like when the conversation just kind of like ended, like I didn't like try, like I didn't make any effort, and you were like all proud and you're like how you've changed, and then oh, you're like how you've changed, and then you're like, of course you did dream about him, but like whatever, or something like that. And it was like the way you said that, like it was like so abrupt. It was like funny, like you were like how you've changed, but you did dream about him. It was just like really funny, and I was like, that's a little embarrassing. Also, I really do be thinking about him like every single day, like still, like I'm like, since I met him, like I've thought about him like every day. I'm like, has there been a day since I've met him that I haven't thought about him? Like there's a chance, but there's also a chance that there's not been a single day. So yeah, like me, like catch me, or like me, like still thinking about him every day is like funny. Anyways, it's almost his birthday. Um, oh, there's like a black, like owl kind of penguin kind of, I actually don't really know what it is, like bird kind of, plushie that I was holding, and you said how you didn't know who that character is. But like it was cute, and you liked how I was holding like a crocodile or something. That character is a Sanrio character, which is like Hello Kitty's brand. Like there's a bunch of Hello Kitty characters, you know? And I like that character because it reminds me of Levi. There's a chance I like talked about this before, because like I remember in the other recording I was talking about a few things like that I just remembered, and this might have been one of them, but I'm not sure. But he just reminds me of Levi, which is why I like that character. Like I remember looking up cute Hello Kitty Levi edits to find the ones like I have for BTS, but there were like none except for like him edited like as Hello Kitty, which like I don't remember if you remember was on my story, and I was like, it's 4:40 a.m. and it was like Levi as Hello Kitty. And then but there are like a few with that character, like with Levi, because it just kind of looks like Levi, so that's why I like the character. So like the way I wanted the plushie, because it reminds me of Levi. Like it wasn't really a character I noticed before, but now like I do love that character, that Sanrio character. But yeah. Oh, it was really funny. You were talking about that picture of Levi where he's like biting that thing, and then you're like, I don't know if Levi ever licks his lips, but it was like so funny when you said that. Like, I was dying. Anyways. And then, oh, you were talking about how like your companion, like things are hard sometimes, and I didn't really like I was just wondering why. Like, you don't really have to like talk about it if you don't want to, or if you just feel like it would not be like helpful or productive for you to like talk about it. But I was just like wondering like why, or anything. But you don't have to talk about it if you would feel like bad or whatever. But yeah. But I hope things will just be fine. And like you were saying how you guys like, you feel like you guys will like hate each other by the end, and I was like, oh, like why? But anyways, I hope that does not happen, and I hope you guys just only grow closer since you guys are gonna be together still. Oh, and then the code word was Tay and Hobie jumping on a trampoline together. It's funny because the note that I skipped, I just don't like want to talk about it, to be honest. The way I'm like, I should just never talk about it. Okay, I'm just gonna talk. It's crazy how last recording, it was like literally an hour long, and I wasn't reacting to anything. I'm like, how did I talk for an hour about things? Like, that makes no sense, because once I'm done reacting, I'm probably gonna talk about like about my weekend for like 2 minutes. Like, I'm like, or my week, I'm not trying to talk about very much. Anyways, okay, so basically you're talking about the whole thing with like, would you get baptized if you like prayed and like believed and things like that. And like yeah, like I would. Like, I don't really see why I wouldn't. Like, if I was like, this is what I believe, like I don't really see why anyone wouldn't. So like, yeah, I would. But also because we were talking about this like on the Zoom thing, because the elders asked me and things like that. But so like, yeah, I would. And things, but well, before we talked about that, like my reply to you was gonna be like that I already have and things like that, but apparently it's like different or something like that. But I don't know, I just like, okay, so like whenever we were in like the Zoom meeting, I just felt like it was just like a little bit overwhelming, because like I don't know, like I just like already like have been like having a hard time and like not really feeling like that close to God and like all these things, like versus like 2 years ago or something, like I like felt more sure about everything and like believed more and like was like closer to God and things like that. And so I don't know, I just have been like the last meeting, like I felt like really overwhelmed and things like that, because it was like I don't know, like I don't know, like I just felt like a little bit like pressured, I guess, because it's just like like is a little weird, because like I don't know, like I've barely even like read the Book of Mormon. Like I've read like 3 chapters, and like so it feels like premature to talk about like being baptized, I guess. And like at a time when I'm like barely like know, like I'm like feel so unsure about everything. So, and it feels like awkward to be like, oh, I don't know, pals. Also, I like don't really feel comfortable like going, like having some stranger like pick me up and take me to church and things. And like also my church that I've been going to since I was 3 years old, like don't even feel comfortable like going there by myself. Like I would only go with my mom, and like someone that I like have known for years, I would not want to pick me up and take me to church. So I just feel like I would just be really, really uncomfortable going to a church I don't like know anything about, with people I don't know. Like I feel like, and also I feel like if I were to get baptized, I would want to wait till you were like there. But yeah, like I would not have a problem at all with going to your church, like if like we were going together and things like that. Like I would go with you regularly, like when you got back and things like that. I just feel like really uncomfy like going with like random people, and it feels so like rushed. Like I'm like, I don't know, I just feel like it's like, I don't know. I mean, I guess that's what you guys are like probably supposed to do, is like the goal is like getting people like going to your church and like getting baptized. But also the other thing is, I feel like my mom would like I don't know, like I haven't really told her. It's funny, I think I had a dream where I told her though, which is like funny, but I haven't really told her about like the Zoom meetings or anything, because I just do not know how she would react, because I kind of feel like she would not like support me going to your church or anything like that. Like I feel like that would not be something she'd really support. And I also, because also like even just like beyond like, because I was saying how I feel like my mom would not like take me and like would not want to go to a different church. Like I feel like she wouldn't even want to let me go to a different church and things like that. But yeah, also I volunteer at my church like every other week, like with the kids. But yeah, so I just really do not know. I just felt like a little bit overwhelmed, and I felt like I couldn't like say no to anyone. So I just felt like overwhelmed, I guess. I don't know if that makes sense, but it just feels like it was just like, I don't know, it was just like overwhelming to hear about like I like should go to this church and like get baptized with this church that like I don't even know anything about really. And like I'm already unsure about like when I'm already been feeling like, is God even like real, which like I like feel like I do know that he is, but it's just like when I've been just like struggling with things like that, it just feels over like, and like I've had the same like church and like faith for like my whole life, so it's just kind of like I don't know if this makes sense. I feel like I'm just repeating myself, but yeah, like I feel like I've been like for like a whole like year been like struggling like, God, are you real? And so it's like if I haven't really like I don't know, I feel like I can't explain myself very well, so I don't know if you're understanding me, but like it's not, so I don't really know what I'm supposed to do, because I don't know if that makes me like pointless to teach. Like I don't know I don't know like what the whole like goal is as a missionary, or like what your steps, but I don't know like if your guys' steps are like get this get person to like you'd have steps that you need to take each person with to eventually get them to like be going to your church and then get baptized, and then like they're like good, you know. I don't know if that's like how it works or whatever, but I just was like, I wonder if I'm just like pointless at this point, because I just like do not really feel comfortable going to church with like random strangers. Like I don't even feel comfortable, like I've told you many times before how like I would be uncomfy at Wednesday church with people I've known for like literally years, and things like that. But I don't remember what I was saying. I like totally lost my train of thought. But, oh, I don't know if it's like the like whole goal is, and so then I'm, and like me not even being sure if like my mom would let me and things like that. So I don't know if that just makes me like pointless to like teach or whatever. I guess I'm saying that because I remember one time you were talking about like you were like teaching someone, but then it like fell through, or like I don't know, different things you said that like I was like, I wonder if like I am the kind of person that you guys are like, oh, like if nothing can be done, there's like no point. But I don't know, like I feel like I appreciate and I'm not saying like I'm like wanting to like stop the lessons. I just don't know how it works with you guys, like if like the whole goal is to get the person you're teaching to eventually like go to your church, and then like that's when it ends, you know. I don't even know if I'm making any sense at all, but like I do feel like the lessons have like helped me try to like focus more on God and like pray more and things like that, so I'm not like it's not like I'm, I don't know, like I'm not like upset or anything. It was just like last like lesson I felt like a little bit pressured and overwhelmed and things like that. Like I still like everyone and things like that. But yeah, I just didn't really know what to like do about any of that. And, like, it's not like I'm like, man, like, I don't want to, I don't know, like, I would just feel uncomfortable, I guess. But, like, whenever you come back, I'm like, we can go to your church and things like that. I don't know. Anyways, I feel like I'm just gonna stop talking about that, but I don't even know if I was making sense. So, yeah. But, like, I'm, like, fine. Like, I don't want you to feel, like, awkward or, like, whatever. But I just really do not be knowing. So, anyways, that's all. Talking to the elders, like, I will not lie, is, like, weird. Like, I'm like, man, like, we should just have, like, a girls group instead, like that. I don't know her name, like, Layla or something. Like, I'm like, she's cool, like, and you and Sister Terry. Like, I'm like, is it weird to call her Sister Terry? Like, is that, like, only, like, missionaries call each other that? Also, I'll be calling you Tana and not, like, Sister, do they call you Sister Greening, I guess? Or do they, no, they wouldn't call you Sister Tana. Is Terry her first name or her last name? I guess would it be her last name if they call you Sister Greening? I don't remember why I was saying. Oh, is it like weird to call you Tana, or is it weird to call you Sister Greening, and is it weird to call Sister Terry Sister Terry? I don't know. But anyways, I don't remember. Oh yeah, I'm like, we should have like a girls thing. Cause sometimes talking to the elders is like really awkward. I don't know. Anyways, I'm like mainly just kidding because I'm pretty sure you can't actually do anything about that. So yeah, I just really don't know. Okay, I'm like actually gonna just talk about something else now, but oh, my week. I really do not remember like anything that happens from like Monday to this point at all. Like, I have like no idea what happened during the week, although I do know that this weekend was garage sale weekend, and so we set up I woke up at 6:13 every day. So where I was like trying to do a cheer, and I was trying to be like who, and then I was trying to be like what, but then it was like weird. Anyways, but I woke up at 6:13 every day, which is funny because I guess I actually told you this in the messenger message, but like before that I was like going to sleep really late, and so the first night I think I stayed up till like 2 and woke up at 6:13, and I was like, well, is this sustainable? Like, no, but this is just what's happening. And I was so tired, but we set up, or we had set up everything the night before in her garage for the most part, and like priced things and like tried to set it up. And but in that morning we had to like make signs and put them out. And so Emily's mom was like by our garage sale, and like the garage thing was open because we were like needing to take things out and things like that. But so when we got back from like making the signs and putting them around the neighborhood, like people were like trying to shop at our garage sale even though things were not set up. Like they like in the garage, like things were messy because like there's like a blanket of things, but like we didn't organize any of it, and like a lot of it was just not organized, and it was still in the garage, you know. So like, and people were like shopping, and so it was like kind of like overwhelming and things like that. Like, or because we were setting up the signs, and someone asked Emily, like, was like, oh, like, are you guys, like, having a garage sale? And she's like, yeah, like, we're probably not going to be up till, like 7:30, 7:45, and it was only, like, 7:20 or something, or, like, 7:10 or something, and then they just went straight to the garage sale, when it was me and Emily's garage sale. Like, we were the ones hosting it, and we weren't even there, but she went straight to the garage sale where, like, Emily's mom was, who was just, like, standing there to like watch everything, you know. So we were like and then like more people were driving up, but anyways, eventually we got it set up, and then we were sitting in these like chairs, and then it was like I was like saying good morning people and things, and it was funny, like I was like all smiles that day, like, and it was like kind of fun, and it kind of felt like it was like a video game, like I was like playing a game. And then we got a good amount of sales, I think, and then whenever we counted it up, Emily had made more money than me, and so she was talking about how she felt like we could split it, since like I was putting in like a lot of work too, and I was like, no, because like she had like way more stuff than me. I mean, a lot of it was like her, like Avery's stuff, and like her family's things. So like, but I was like, no, like most of it is yours, like it's fine, like I'm like, you put in more work anyway, like you can just keep it all. And then like I was like if anything like 10%. She's like 30, and I was like, no girl. But she ended up giving me $50 the first day because she had made like a good amount more than me. Or actually, like my I had made like 80 to $88 or something like that, and she's like, we can just round that up to 100, and then I'll give you $50. And I was like, girl, like, but so that was nice of her. But it's funny because we're selling a lot of like junk. Like Avery had like a lot of Disney clothing, but like kind of like ugly things, and like a lot of like ugly things were like selling so fast because I guess our prices were really cheap. And like Emily just had a lot of like comically ugly jewelry, but the jewelry was like selling so much. Like I remember we were joking about like, I know this is all like, Emily was like, I know this is all junk, but why do I feel like everything's gonna fly off the shelves? And it did fly off the shelves. Like it was shocking. And then after the first day, we like had a lot less stuff, I feel. And so I went home, or we both went to we went through her stuff and we're trying to find more things to sell, to like replenish, I guess. And we were just in the mood to like, after the first day, the way I was like, it's time to go to the thrift store and buy things for cheap and sell it at my like buy something for $7 at the thrift store and sell it at my garage sale for $1. Like I was like, time to sell things at my house that we need and I know we need, and we're just gonna have to buy for like 10 times the price later just so I can sell it now. Like I was just in a selling mood. But so we went through our houses to find things that we didn't need to sell, that we didn't need, so that we could sell it. And so we went through her stuff, and then she dropped me off, and then I went through my stuff. But like I needed to ask my mom, and so later when she woke up, I was like, made her come with me to the whole house to like find things, or to like approve things. And then woke up at 6:13 the next day. I probably went to bed at like 12 or 12:30, or actually I might have gone to bed at like 11. I actually don't know. But and then we had to put up all the new stuff. And then it's funny because on Friday, whenever I think we were putting some of Emily's new stuff, pricing some of Emily's new stuff at the garage sale. And it was like 5 p.m. and somebody like drove up, and like all the stuff was in the garage like put away, but we were like, yeah, like you can look through it and things like that. And they ended up buying like $20 worth of stuff. It was like funny. Anyways, and then Saturday went fine. I sold a little less, but oh no, I actually think I made more money, but Emily didn't give me any of hers that day because which was fine, because I think she had made less that day, and I had sold less, I think, but I had more expensive things that were like my mom's. So yeah, and so then that was like good. And then Sunday we woke up at 6:13 and got everything set up. But then when we were like driving around, because we decided to go garage sailing and have her mom watch it for a little bit, because we didn't really have very much anymore, and it was probably going to be slower and things like that. And so it was like 7:30 or 8 whenever we left to look for other garage sales. And we really couldn't find like any, and like a lot of the signs that used to be up for other garage sales were taken down. So we're pretty sure like nobody's doing a garage sale, to be honest. And so we were just like really over it at that point. Like we were both so exhausted that we just decided to like take all of our signs down and like put everything away. And so we started taking the signs down. We found like one garage sale, but it wasn't good. And then but then whenever we got there, we were like putting stuff up. Like people were driving up even when we were putting stuff up, and we were kind of like low-key annoyed, because like at that point we were just like wanting to be done. And then at one point like this lady was trying to buy stuff and we had like already bagged up all of our clothing, and me and Emily were inside when we came outside. So Emily's mom like ripping open the bags to let this lady like look through her clothing, which was like Emily was like upset by, because her mom was trying to sell the clothing for really cheap. And we're just planning on taking it out to Emily's grandma's, who like does garage sales, and she sells things for like expensive, but people will buy it for expensive, and she won't like negotiate on the prices. And so we're just gonna give it to her, and she's gonna sell it for more than we would have anyway, and things like that. And then Emily was like really overwhelmed, and then ended up just like getting really upset, and then like her parents were upset at her, and it was like this whole thing. And then I'd like already gone home by that point, and then she called me crying, and like I was having to go to the cup sleeve thing, and I was just wanting to take a nap, and like because me and my mom were talking, and then like Emily started calling me, and I was like, she's probably crying, and so like I answered, and she was. And then we were on the phone for like an hour, and I was like a little bit sad because like I was wanting to take a nap, and so I was gonna have like an hour less to take a nap, and like I didn't really have that much time anyway, which I ended up sleeping because I was only gonna be able to sleep for like 1 hour at that point in order to have as much time as I wanted at the mall, or at the, because I was wanting to go to the cup sleeve event and then go to a mall nearby. So I was only gonna be able to sleep an hour to get like only 2 hours at the mall. And so, but then, like, I set a timer instead of an alarm, so for some reason my timer didn't go off, so I ended up sleeping, like 40 minutes after it was supposed to go off. And so I texted my mom, because she's like, are you awake? And I was like, are you getting ready? And then I woke up, and I was like, texted her, like, I just now woke up, I'll probably be ready at 2 as opposed to 1:30. And so she was like, okay. And then later, like 10 minutes later, I texted her, like, I'll probably actually be ready before 2. And then, like, but she, like, wasn't ready until, like, 2:30 or something like that. And I was, like, a little bit annoyed because we were supposed to leave an hour earlier. And even when we were supposed to leave at 2, like, I texted her and I was, like, probably gonna be ready before then. And so, and, like, the fact that, like, it was already, like, so late when I was waking up and things like that. Like, I wasn't, like, so annoyed because I'm late all the time, but it was just, like, unfortunate more. And then we got to the cup sleeve place, and, nothing, like, I just had boba, and, like, they gave me photo cards in the cup sleeves, like, fake photo cards. And then we went to the mall, and we only had, like, an hour until it was closing, and we were walking around, and we had walked around, like, a good amount of the store, and then my mom was, like, wanting to go, like, 20 minutes before it closed, like, at, like, 5:40 when it was closing at 6, because we were by, like, where we had come in, and I was wanting to look around more, and I felt like because we were able to walk around pretty much the entire place in 40 minutes, like, I felt like we could definitely have, like, used, like, an extra 20 or something, like, I don't know, I felt like it was leaving, like, we're leaving only 2/3 of the time that we had been there, like, that's, like, anyways, but it was what it was. And then we went to Target, and then, yeah, I kind of texted you about my day, and then, I listened to all your recordings and finished at, like, 1, and then I went to sleep, and then that's all. And I woke up and I was just really, really tired, and I'm still tired. I don't even know what to do with myself. I'm, like, too tired to do anything, but, that's all. So I feel like this recording was probably not that entertaining, to be honest. I feel like it was a little boring, but hope you just had a good time listening. Let me know how you're doing. I fear you may not get to this recording today. Man, I am so lame for that. Like, why do I need to, like, be better. But now that it's summer, I feel like I will be. I'm like, I need to start just recording, like, after you send them, and just, like, react, and then I can send them earlier. But anyways, so that is my bad. I will just be better. I kind of feel like, though, this week was, like, not my fault. Like, I, like, really was, like, I started to feel, like, low-key sick, like, because of how little sleep I was getting. And I remember when I took that nap, it was, like, an hour and a half nap. Like, I felt, like, unwell before, and after my nap, like, I felt so much better. It was shocking, which, like, I still felt, like, like, on a normal day, I would have been like, man, like, I'm so exhausted, like, I'm just so tired. But, like, after my nap, like, because I was feeling so bad earlier from, like, how, like, tired I was and how much I was, like, just how tired I was and, like, how, like, little sleep I'd been getting and things like that, like, because, like, whereas before I would have been like, man, I'm so exhausted, like, or, like, the aftermath of my nap on a normal day, I would have been like, man, I'm so exhausted, because, like, I was used to being so tired and things like that, and like unwell before. Like after my nap I was like, man, like I'm like at 100%, like this is what wellness feels like. This is like peak health right here. Because I just like felt so bad before. So like I just like this week, like with this weekend really like was so exhausting, like, and there just like wasn't really very much time. So like I feel like I don't really feel that bad about this weekend because it just like it was what it was. However, I will get better. But anyways, I was thinking you code word is Jimin's butt cheeks. I think someone's in the bathroom nearby, so that's why I whispered. BTS in the home performance on the Falcon show, the Jimmy Fallon show, and Hale, Namjoon when he had like the short like mint green hair. Like I don't know what era that is, but do you know what I mean when he had like short mint green hair and it was like it was like a long time ago, like in like Save Me or something around there. I don't think it was actually Save Me, but it was like that kind of like that long ago. But Hale Namjoon in short mint hair.